Welcome. This is week 32, day number 3 of this 1-year training. And today we are talking about how to create retirement income in real estate. Real estate, and as well as other stuff that comes with real estate, which is um, businesses such as restaurants and car washes, hotels, uh, apartment complexes, multifamily, mobile home parks, etc. That's a business on top of the real estate. So we are talking about that today. We are going to also make phone calls, live training on how to make these calls. And we are going to break it down one step at a time. Very first thing to realize about retirement income is how to do that, how to create something that just keeps on bringing in that income in retirement, and also for retirement, and also during retirement, but you don't have to wait until retirement. That is one of the things that I've been focusing on for a long time. And the key here is to find properties that, or businesses that are discounted. And if they cannot be discounted, they should be financed by the seller. When they are financed by the seller, what happens is that we are able to give the seller the price that they want, and in exchange for the terms or um, the financing that we want. And if we are asking the sellers to give us financing, then what that means is that we don't have to go to a bank and get approved for financing. We can do it right from here. We can do it right from the um, sellers, right? So the sellers will use their credit, or their financing or their equity to finance our purchase. Extremely clear and cool to understand that. So in order for us to create the best retirement income, is not us saving towards retirement, but using somebody else's savings, such as their equity, for retirement. And we cash them out at the point in time when we or we take over their equity at the point in time when we purchase the real estate. And then from there, the equity that's created after that day is going to be ours, right? So we, when we think of it that way, we can allow people to get their equity. I don't want to, take people's equities, but what that means is that the equity that we create moving forward, right, is going to be our retirement. That's like our bank. It's like we're putting money in the bank and in a savings account, and that savings account is able to pay us years into the future. And it can go on and on depending on the building, right? Depending on the type of property that we purchased, it can go on and on and on for generations. That's why we call it generational wealth. So we are not trying to find properties that we are going to flip, because we're not going to keep them for generations. What we're trying to find here is properties to keep. So we're not trying to wholesale. We're not trying to flip. We're not trying to do anything like that. Now, I will say that when we come across a property that we cannot keep, for whatever reason, it just doesn't make sense, or the financing was not what we thought or whatnot, then we will go ahead and do a flip. But then we take those funds and we use those funds to put it into a new property, right? So we're always doing that. So we are frugal and we are disciplined to not spend everything we make, but to keep it and have it make more money for us, right? So now what we're gonna do is, now that I've explained that, let's go and see and try to find some properties for us to purchase. Way we are going to do this is we're going to go into our CRM here, and we are going to, okay, let me see this. We are going to start making these phone calls. Okay, so let's do it like this. Okay, so we go into my CRM, which is a customer relationship management software. Then from here, I have them organized in a sequential funnel. And this sequential funnel will allow me to keep track of people in every stage of the sales process or the property purchase process. And that allows me to be organized and see the people that I haven't spoken to yet, the people that I have tried to call but didn't answer, the people that I have talked to but they're not interested, the people that I have made a verbal offer to, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? So all those people I am able to see in a sequential order, right? So let's see here, Suzanne. Let me see if this property has sold. Okay, that's the first thing. So I go and get the address of the property. I look it up on Zillow. It has not been sold. And I am looking for this particular property does not have any notes included, so I don't know how we lease this up in April. Okay, yeah, okay. So this one I have spoken to. And okay, she wanted to sell it, but she was in the incorrect stage in my funnel here. So she said she brought up contract for deed, but I think we have chatted about it before. I think someone else contract for deed, but they didn't follow up with her, so we can take advantage of previous conversation. They did heavy lifting. She doesn't want to pay capital gain, doesn't want to think about fixing it because there's a lot of deferred maintenance. Okay, yeah, I remember her. So she was in the wrong area in the funnel. So I am going to move her to the correct area, which is contact made. No, actually, appointment set, because I told her I would call her in April, and it is just now April, my time. So, she's gonna be, I'll call her later. I want to call the brand new ones here. She was not brand new, so I'm gonna put her over here. So Jacksonville, I don't know. This is a vacant lot. Okay, let's see here. Okay. Vacant lot. He is ready to let it go. Looking forward, okay, to selling it. Okay. Bayview Avenue, 3. Okay, let me just sort of see where it is. Okay, yeah, I see it here. So I'm finding it on the map. Um, okay, so okay. Trout River, okay, so here's the calls. Here's where the real value of my videos comes, is when I make these phone calls. So you guys can hear the phone call. Got a text from
I'm sorry,
seller.
but the person you called has a voicemail box that has not been set up yet. Goodbye.
Okay, trying calling. No answer. Vacant. Okay. So now I will move him into the stage of the funnel where he will sit until I get a hold of him. So let's go to the next. But here's a seller that texted me. You had sent it. Okay. She was asleep. 11 a.m. Pacific time. Um, okay, hello. And that sounds good. Thank you. Okay. So now we are going to go on to the next item here. This is in Orlando. See, first thing we do before we start working on this, I got to make sure that the property has not been sold. So the property is not sold yet. So now we got to go and look at the comps. Just so that when I call him, I have an idea of how much the property should be worth on the market. Just a fair market value here. Okay, let's get confidence is 4 on here. I think, yeah. And okay, so we should buy this for less than 200,000. In Zillow says 200,000. So okay, might make it work, but we could sell it for up to 268, 270,000. So this might be a good potential here. So let's call property is occupied and he is interested in selling it. No major repair. Open for follow-up. Okay. Right, let's see. Ron. Yeah, Ron.
Hold on.
Good morning, Ron. It's Ben. How are you?
Hold on a minute.
Okay.
And who is it?
Yeah, this is Ben. How's it going? You spoke to Gil, and he asked me to give you a call about your property there on Savoy Drive. You,
Well,
wanted
I'm
to,
not interested, but thank you.
okay, 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 well, okay, no problem. He said. Interested. Okay. Hmm. Okay, so now I will assign him to somewhere where he's not really that big a priority, but I still follow up with him. And I will just say 1 year nurture. Okay. All right, so now let's go on to the next. Said not interested. Oh. Okay, so now this guy here, Sanford. Let's see if he sold. No, not yet. And this property looks like it can use some TLC. All right. Well, that looks different from Zillow. $1102. Yeah, that looks very different. Steven. Let me see the name here. Gloria Steven, yeah. Okay, yeah, this is it. This is the property here. Okay, so let's put it here. And the confidence is 4. Okay. All right, so we have to buy it, I think, for under $88,000. Okay. Zillow says 195. Oh man, that's gonna be a huge issue here. I don't think that Zillow has the right property here. Okay, and these are some of the challenges that you go through because you have to figure out who they are, and that is due diligence. And let's see.
Please leave your message for 305.
No answer. We'll try later. Answer later. The addresses the same, so the values get confused. Okay, so okay, next. we're going to put it in. We attempted, but did not reply, did not answer, so. Let's go on to the next. And these are, I'm doing new leads that I haven't analyzed before. So there's a little bit of work to do, like little due diligence to do, and I try to make it so that the due diligence, it's fast, so that I have an idea, but I have to make sure that I don't take a whole lot of time doing this, so. Okay. So now let's go on to the next here. Again, make sure that it's not been sold. Okay, we're gonna come in here. Here's another confusing property. Okay, this is in Orlando. Unit 1 or this one here. So let's see. Let's go to the MLS and let's see what this one has. Yeah, it looks like that's it. Okay. The confidence is 5. Okay, so. Okay. Here we go. He owns several rental properties in Orlando. He's considering an offer, so this might be a cash buyer. Let's still call him. Let's see what's going on.
Please leave your message for
Omar Piatoro.
Nothing. Okay. Okay, no answer here. All right, so he will get moved to No contact made, because I don't really know what else. But I will say he is a potential cash buyer. If we have some deals that we don't want. Okay, so now let's go on to the next here. No contact made. Okay, so this one here, Orlando. Um, to check to see if it's been sold. It's not. Okay. Same property here. Confidence is 5, which is real cool. Okay. Because we can be confident that these figures here are correct. So we shouldn't buy for more than 258,000. So I would say 250 should be the very top of the negotiation. So let's see what Zillow has to say. Ooh, 300,000 on Zillow. So that's not good. They can see that, and Zillow is wrong there. Very wrong. But nonetheless, let's see what we can do here. Kentucky Woods spoke to him. Nothing in mind. How much can we offer? Okay. That is his name.
Hi, this is Mo. Please leave your name and number and a brief message, and I will get back to you as soon.
His name is Mo. Okay. No. Okay, we haven't spoken to a whole lot of people here. Okay. So now we're gonna put him in. No contact made, okay. So now. Next. Sanford. Let's see here, Sanford. Okay, this looks like a condo. That's a townhouse, I think, confidence 4. Okay. Okay, so shouldn't buy for more than 280 here. According to this, 280, but his estimate is 317. That sucks. Okay. let's try and figure out what we can do here. He's not selling it for wholesale, but he will consider rent to own. Okay, cool. That's it. Okay, I'm not connecting with really hardly anybody right now.
Oh,
Hey, Renee, how are you?
hello,
Yeah, how are you? This is Ben.
Ben.
Yes, yes, yes. Of course, of course.
Yeah.
You had spoken to Gil about possibly moving forward, wanting to see if you wanted to move forward and selling your property.
Selling my property where?
Hawkstone.
Selling prop- Oh, Hoxton Drive?
Yes.
No, I'm not.
How
I'm
many?
not sell- I gave that. I gave that as an inheritance to my nephew.
To your nephew? Oh, I understand.
Yeah.
How many properties do you have? It sounds like you have a good portfolio.
Well, through the years, I was buying. I wasn't really end up buying. I'm a computer consultant, and when I get a project on a place, a project that lasts a little bit, like a year or so,
Mm-hmm.
I buy a property, like maybe a townhome, maybe a house, and then I use my, my hotel allowances to pay for it until then I got them all paid.
Wow, okay.
Well, I didn't intend to hold that, but it turns out that as I retired, it was giving me better income.
Wow,
So,
yeah.
yeah. So that it just ended up like that. I didn't really plan it. I didn't really plan
Mm-hmm.
buying properties. I just bought the properties to stay on, and then when I left, I find a good property management and get them rented.
Yeah. So you only buy single family homes, or do you also go into commercial real estate like multifamily or something?
It depends. See, I don't plan. I didn't plan to whether it's a single home. Whatever was there for me to
Okay.
use, I ended up buying. So I ended up with a couple of townhomes, a couple of houses, that kind of thing.
Wow, okay.
And then I have some in like in Orlando,
Mm-hmm.
that kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it sounds like you like the same things I like. You know, so and you invest. So this is what we do, you know, me and my partners, etc. We go
Yeah.
find good deals and we buy them. So we're playing the same game. So the question is, how come we're not doing business together? Let's do business together. Let's buy some
Well,
good deals.
I didn't really plan that way. It just ended up that way. You know, I buy a
Good.
property. Of course,
Yeah.
let's say I got a 2-year stint in Pittsburgh, for instance.
Oh,
I
okay.
just went around the place that I was working on, started looking for something, and they were converting a old shoe factory
Mm-hmm.
about 2 blocks from the office
Yeah.
into lofts.
Wow.
So
Wow.
I said, well, this is like a good one. So
Yeah.
I got it and stayed on it for the duration of my project. And then when my project was done, it's a computer consulting project.
Mm-hmm.
I just had it rented. I found a good, a couple of times, I mean, once I think I couldn't find a reliable property manager, so I sold the property.
I see. I
Okay.
see. Yeah.
And then that property out in Sanford, the one you were interested on,
Mm-hmm.
uh, um, I was going to sell it, but my nephew said, "Well, I'll buy it." Okay.
Oh,
So I
gotcha.
said, "No, you don't have to buy it.
Yeah.
Just
Mhm.
just come visit me, take care of me, and and when God gets me, it's gonna be yours."
Oh, well, that's very kind of you. That you have a big heart.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. I have
Yeah.
it reminds me of a project that we have right now. It's a hotel. So we have a hotel, and the seller is very motivated, let's just call on the line of desperation to sell it. So as a matter of fact, we have a call later on today with the seller. It's a small hotel. It's a 30 room hotel, but the rooms are big enough.
Where is it located?
This hotel is in
Where's it
California. Yeah, in California. But
Yeah.
the
What city?
say again.
I have what city? I have a property too. Properties in Sacramento, California.
Oh, that is awesome. We also do some projects
Yeah.
there in Sacramento. I am right here. I'm right here in Florida. But this deal is in California, and we do go into Sacramento. But this hotel,
What city is that?
this is
Your project is what city?
San Bernardino.
Oh, San Bernardino. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it starting to be developed there?
Yeah, it's good. They just built a brand new what was it? Hampton Inn. It was a brand new Hampton Inn. It's an area where there's a river. I think the city's name is Needles. And so it's right next to the Colorado River. And this
Yeah.
property, this location is like a vacation destination, because as you know, this is the desert and people go here for the water and stuff. So it's a good
Yeah.
location. But the seller is just motivated to sell. She's just motivated to sell, and we're buying it very cheap. She is actually giving us seller financing, so most of the financing is taken care of. So we're now just we have a few people that want to go in the project with us. So we just have to go take care of some deferred maintenance and some unpaid bills. The reason why she's a software engineer and stuff, and so she's got really busy. She can't manage the hotel herself. She was trying to, but as you said, one thing is finding management. It can be, a very, very tough situation for some people. They can't keep properties because they can't manage them, and she doesn't have the time to manage them because she doesn't do real estate full time. So we do real estate full time, so we are capable of doing that type of stuff. So yeah, but the seller financing on that is in place. She is financing 85% of the value right now. But her idea is that we first of all we fix all the maintenance, get the hotel to a level of stabilizing it. Then after about the agreement, and we're in the process of doing the agreement right now. So the agreement is stating right now where we are is she does not collect part of her payments until the property is stabilized. So that's a good thing for us because we just have to worry about the maintenance and those kinds of everyday expenses. So it's a good deal for us.
So you have a farm company or you just farm it out? Do you have people working for you for maintenance or
No, we
you
are.
just find it?
Yeah. So the way that we're going to do the strategy once we purchase is a friend of mine. She owns several hotels. So I reached out to her. And like you said, you know, you have to sometimes hire a bigger company to manage. So she is going to manage the property for us. So she's part of the deal in terms of like equity and so forth. But she comes in as the management side of the transaction.
That's good. I mean, seems like you have a good plan. Yeah. I mean, from my experience, real estate,
Mm-hmm.
it's a pretty safe investment, especially if you're careful in selecting. For me, I was careful in selecting management.
Yeah.
One would manage it. So
Yeah.
it seemed to work out right.
Yeah. Yeah. In management, in my opinion, management is, okay, is the most important thing because we're in real estate. The reason we go into real estate is for the long term, right? So we want to own the property long term, like you said, you know, pass it down to family members and so forth. I used to do flips. I used to flip houses and all that kind of thing, you know, but you work yourself to death doing that. So I stopped doing that and I just decided to start keeping them. I'm in it for the cash flow now.
Yeah. Well, that's good. And keep it up. I mean,
I appreciate that.
I can encourage you to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I like people who have plans like that. I mean,
Oh, good. Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate it. Well, let's stay in touch.
Okay.
I do have your email address here. So do you text on this phone number?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's yeah, what I could do is I can either email you or text you anytime I see something interesting that you might want to take a look at, you know. We have another deal here coming up in Ocala. It's about, I think it's about 60 acres and we're going to subdivide it.
Yeah, Ocala, I like that place.
Oh,
Okay.
yep.
I like that place.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, about 3 years ago, I was looking at the property out there.
Oh, good. Yeah.
But see, right now that I'm retired, basically I'm taking it easy.
Yeah. Here I am trying to put you to work. No, but I want you, I want you to make money.
Again, I never intended to do this to become rich.
Yeah.
It just turned out that way.
Well, that's the best way. That's the best way. Yeah, I see. Yeah, that's good.
Out of one property, everything seems okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I mean that property was disposed of years ago, but I retired and I just take it easy. I don't even go look at the property now, except the one Florida.
Yeah.
Because I live here in Jacksonville, Florida now.
Yeah. Where do you live in Florida?
Jacksonville, Florida.
Oh, Jacksonville. Where in Jacksonville do you live?
Are you in Jacksonville?
I used to live in Jacksonville. Right now I'm in Palm Coast. So I am, Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
just about 45 minutes south from you right now, but I was in the Navy. I was in the Navy. And so when I was in the Navy, I
Yeah.
used to work out at NAS Jax.
Oh, NAS. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm right here the other side. It's new developments out here,
Yeah.
which, yeah. Anyway,
Okay.
thanks for it's nice talking to you. Keep up the
Likewise.
good work, man.
You got it. I appreciate it.
Yeah, just do it. Just
That's
sometimes, and then just think it out. I mean, look at the growth and all that.
mm-hmm.
You know, I mean,
Yeah.
but just keep it up, keep on steady, and do what you'll find. How old are you now?
I am 41 years old.
Oh, okay. You still have a long way to go, man.
I hope so. I hope so for sure.
At 41, really, at 41, I was in that situation.
Oh,
41, I work as a software engineer too. At
mhm.
40, I made this a software with a couple of friends of mine. There were 4 of us, and one of them we sold it. One of them suggested, why don't we sell it? And well,
Oh,
it turned out that we made a windfall.
oh,
And I
that's
said,
great.
I gotta retire.
Oh, wow.
So always like riding the train. So I
Yeah.
rode Amtrak all over the place, at
No,
that point.
no
Then I
kidding.
got bored. And
Yeah.
then I got bored, and that's when I said, well, maybe I'll settle down in one place. And
Uh-huh.
I got a consulting job,
Mm,
independent consultant, and that made me travel all over the place
mm-hmm.
within the United States, and went to Australia for a couple of, I mean, half a year, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I ended up here in Orlando,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
at
Mhm,
Orlando,
mhm,
near Sanford, and I mean that's where I had the project.
mhm.
And this guy was selling this property that would make it he wanted to make it an office. In fact, he was selling it,
Oh,
but it was
gotcha.
a time when property was depressed. So
Yeah.
I bought the property, continued his project, which was like 6 offices. But
Oh,
I
wow.
changed the model. I mean, the business model. I
Mhm.
made it into rental offices. So it
Oh,
turned out that became like 8 rental offices,
oh, wow.
and one is the main office, and then I advertised it in New York, so that
Oh,
the people would here during winter and continue their office there, because I put in cameras at that time.
wow.
Because I was in computers,
Mhm.
I put in a camera in every office and put in a very high-speed network,
Mhm.
advertised it, and there were like 8 offices in New York that rented it for their choice people, and then they'd come here to in Orlando during winter and stayed there and
Wow.
work there and work
Wow.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow. That's
that's
incredible.
actually, you've heard about these offices. It's really one office, but several companies. This one was like 4 companies. One company rented 2 offices there, and they would come out there during. And then one office was the one that would maintain it. So when they're not there, some other uh, renters would come and use the office.
That's
Now
amazing.
that was high income, and that's why you also look on that
Yeah,
because there's not many of them.
right.
Then they're very high income. He is advertising it in the proper places. I
Wow.
never was. It was always filled with waiting list.
No kidding.
And then what the companies want to buy it, wanted to buy it, they made an offer, couldn't refuse.
And you said, okay, I'll take it.
Well, it was pretty good. In fact, uh, one of my motivation is since my project was close by, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, 3 or 4 blocks away. I stayed on it. I stayed in one of the offices. In fact, I converted it to 1 bedroom. Me and my girlfriend stayed there, and it was also our office.
Wow.
But
Wow. You are
it turned out that
you are
an
so
office
smart.
with the camera,
Yeah.
with the camera out there. So main office in uh, New York and in New Jersey
Mm-hmm.
can observe their people. They're not playing hooky.
That's right. Absolutely.
And when if you look at rentals of offices there,
Mhm.
I was about almost about 200% worth more than rents than a similar office in that area.
No kidding. Only because you knew how to advertise it properly. Wow.
Well, you say, well, at that time, remote, remote use was starting.
Mm-hmm.
Remote work, people would work in their office, but get connected to their office by computer.
Mm-hmm.
That was because I was doing the same in that one office, or would basically say one room out there.
Yeah.
So I used that to advertise. It had a nice monitor, and like I had 4 monitors together in one computer. And it just looks pretty impressive at that time.
Yeah. Yeah.
15 years ago. But the thing is that remote was starting to catch up by then. I mean, and people, when I advertise it, I am told one of the renters was, when he saw that, he just pestered his management that I want to go there, buy this, rent this property, and let's see if we can. It's like a what's the word for it? It's like a motivation for their employees.
Yeah.
So he got the place here, and his contribution to the company actually went up. He got several projects done too, and all that. So, and it was, I think he's still there. They're still there.
Wow.
When I sold the property, one of the agreements is they would allow this company to to rent there until they want.
Wow.
But since this was an investment property, properties like that are not are starting to learn the term for it. Properties like that is going to be the future.
Yeah.
With remote.
Yeah, that's right.
You put in your remote, you put in your Wi-Fi. I eventually updated to fiber optics Wi-Fi, and and then people would go in there and look forward to coming working here in Florida.
Wow. That is amazing. Yeah, because you don't have to be You don't have to be bound to a location anymore. That is correct.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
It
Yeah.
was one. It became one of the perks of the companies that rented.
Yeah. A benefit, kind of like an employee benefit or something. That's right.
Yeah, like employee benefit. Except one of them wanted to make an office out here,
Mm-hmm.
so they rented out. They rented the place until they bought themselves their own building, and then they moved. But it was so easy to rent it out.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was easy.
Wow. That is very cool. You've really done well.
Yeah. Well, it just turned out like that.
Yeah, you weren't
Just
looking
turned
for
out
it.
like-
You just were pushing the right buttons, you know?
Yeah, I really wasn't looking for it. I was into software programming, like I was a software engineer.
Yeah.
But and I love my work.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, I love work. Like
Yeah.
it's like playing crossword puzzles and being
Mhm.
paid. I
That's
mean,
right.
being paid way more than that. You know, like airline pilots.
Yeah, that's right.
Some of them, but they love that work. They just like flying.
That's right. They like going places and flying and stuff. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's basically. I said, well, I've been lucky in my life because I just go to a place and basically I was my partner, my friend
Mm-hmm.
who was my partner. Uh, she just expired, by the way, about almost a year ago.
Oh, I'm
She
sorry
was the
to
one
hear.
who was
Yeah.
he was basically the one who enjoyed going to look and find the place.
Oh, wow. No
And
kidding.
yeah, and then I would bounce it with there and say, "What do you think?" I said, "Oh, look at this." And she has a lot of ideas. I mean, she has a lot of ideas.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look, they're building this hotel there, they're building this thing there.
Oh,
I mean,
you
everything.
understood. Yeah.
And like in uh, Lake Mary,
Mm-hmm.
you're familiar with Lake Mary?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what? It's close by there.
Mm.
Lake Mary wasn't. They were just starting Lake Mary at that time.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Yeah, had the
Anyway,
anyways.
Yeah.
That is very
and
cool.
also, you familiar with 1031 exchange?
I am very familiar. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Part of my motivation was since I didn't want to get taxed
Yeah.
during those times, I did all 1031 exchanges.
Oh, beautiful.
That's how I consolidated properties. I'd sell 2 properties and then exchange it with a bigger property and all that good stuff.
Yeah, that's playing Monopoly in real life.
Yeah, and yet I was really enjoying my work doing software engineering. You know,
Yeah.
in fact, I had a version of Uber long before they thought about Uber.
No
But
kidding.
the courier company, yeah,
Mhm.
that courier company didn't have the foresight. I said, here's a program, take it. And that was, I said, sometime soon, someday soon, there will be devices that will tell you where you are,
Hmm.
where a person is continually. I mean,
Yeah.
online.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And but I said, right now it's not, but I'll put this routine. I said that will predict where the person would be as long as you follow this route. And at a certain point, you're there at 11:30. At a certain point, you're there at 12:15. and you
Unbelievable.
keep your employees as
Yeah.
close to that. And
Mm,
when they will invent this place that will identify where you are, which is what we call our GPS now.
mhm. Yeah.
But that was way before GPS came in.
Wow.
This is the only routine that we will have to change, and you will know everything.
Yeah.
You will
Yeah.
know where the person is, and you can schedule him to pick up. So they used it for courier. You
Mhm.
know, this courier would pick up
Yeah.
documents in banks and
Mhm.
bring them to a center place. It's like a post office in real time, but everything has to be done within 2 hours.
Wow, no kidding.
Yeah,
Wow.
and then someday that was my equivalent to Uber.
No
and,
kidding.
and this
How long ago was that?
Charlie, I would say 85, 86.
85, and you saw that back then. Wow.
Oh yeah, I said sometime, and it's pretty soon. Sometime it will be very inexpensive to identify where a person is
Mhm.
in an
Yeah.
instant.
Yeah.
And they will make a device. What they will make this device was like a tracking device, which they have
That's
now.
right.
But
Yeah.
now the tracking device is a smartphone.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So and Charlie, that's the guy, and says,
Mm.
"Okay, I'll leave that to you because you just whenever that happens, and I'm still around, I'll continue and connect the location service to this software."
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, someone bought it and he sold it. And you know, that software was bought out by maybe 3 or 4 times.
Mhm.
And I've had a suspicion that that Uber was based on that. Someone bought it there and said, "Hey, this is a good idea."
No.
I have a sneaky suspicion the person in San Francisco bought it
Wow.
to do a courier service, and that's where Uber started.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, I mean that it fits. It fits, it's very, very possible that way.
Yeah, well, but the thing is, it just missing one technology, which I thought, which I predicted will come up,
Mhm.
but I didn't predict that it would be that popular. That's the whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
That's it.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right. Yeah.
as I worked at Sunnyvale also for a long time
Mhm.
before I had the software engineer.
Oh, okay. Okay. Wow. Well, that's quite the story. So you probably invented it. Yeah.
I even claimed that because it was so straightforward and easy. You put in a database of some sort and say this person is here and this person is here and this person is here. And I was
Mhm.
explaining it to the one of these days, and some maybe pretty soon. Who knows? Within 5 years, within 10 years, or
Yeah.
maybe it's even there, but just don't know. It's already in there.
Yeah.
And then you can. I was telling them, instead of using it as courier services,
Mhm.
you can, let's say, my thought was delivery services for like pizza delivery, that kind of thing.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
At some test here that you have to go there, deliver this, boom, and then
Yeah.
on the way back, then that kind of thing. It was a very interesting event. It's a very simple program, really.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a very program.
And it is so popular. I mean,
That
so many apps work that way now.
yeah, oh yeah, there's so many apps. Yeah,
Mhm. Well, that is amazing. That is amazing.
There's a lot more ideas I had.
Yeah.
Uh,
What do you think? What do you think is coming now? What would be something that is going to be as revolutionary, I would say?
we're past that. People have taken control of it.
Mm,
There are some malevolent people in this earth.
yeah.
They have taken for those technologies, meaning they have very bad intentions on that.
Oh, yeah.
I
that's
can
true.
see it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it now. I mean, even your money,
Mm-hmm.
okay,
Yes, I am. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
they will replace cash with something like maybe tokens or a digital version.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's in the
And it
works.
will appear.
I hear of it.
Yeah, this is, boy, they said this is, everyone will say, boy, this is very convenient. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't even have to do this and that. But then they can also take control of your money.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a
And these
double-edged
people,
sword.
yeah,
That's right.
yeah. I mean, I think it's happening now.
Mm-hmm.
There are some very malevolent people in this earth, my friend.
There are.
It was,
There are.
it, like 20 or 25 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, all of a sudden, I mean, not all of a sudden, in the last 10, 15 years,
Mm-hmm.
they have been doing things that I can think, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
if they do this and control this, it's very close to controlling you.
Yeah.
And
You are not
the
kidding.
problem is, my friend, what I guess that how can you profit and what can you do about it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's right.
Well, it turns out that I'm retired. I'm old already. I mean, it's the job the younger folks to take care of themselves now. Not be very focused on all those kinds.
Yeah.
I mean, open their eyes, man. Open your
That's right.
eyes and see what's happening.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right.
It's being told. Even this Elon Musk is already telling people that, hey, you guys, let's be careful about this artificial intelligence.
He is. I've seen him warn
Okay.
about that. Yeah.
Because that even before they did artificial intelligence, that software I made, that program I made predicting where each one would be,
Mm-hmm.
where they could be, that was already the start of artificial intelligence.
Oh,
Computers
yeah.
intelligent enough here, you'll be here, you'll be here, you're going
Mhm.
there.
Mm-hmm.
And it expanded.
Yeah.
It expanded.
Yeah.
Then they looked at they can do data mining and they can look up your purchases and they can predict what kind of person you are, what
Mhm.
your decisions will be.
Mhm.
Oh man.
Yeah.
But
It's
you
amazing.
can run, but you can hide.
That's right. You cannot hide. You won't be able to. That's right.
You will do. I
Yeah.
mean, even this, well, I think I have to go now.
Very interesting conversation, but we're gonna stay in touch. We're gonna stay in touch because it's very interesting, and like I said, it's always good to get to know people and see what we could possibly do. But I appreciate your time. So is your first name Javier? That's your first name, right?
No, my first name is Rene.
Rene.
Javier is a last
That's your
name.
last name. Okay, Renee is the first name. Okay.
And Javier is that's a name that came from the Basque region. in,
Ah,
you know where the Basque region, in France and Spain?
in Spain, yeah. It's I think it's closer to
Spain
the
and France, there's a
yeah.
boundary between
Mhm.
Spain and France where the people there didn't want to be part of Spain and didn't want to be part of France.
Yeah.
And they were always fighting. Even to this day, they're rebels.
Mhm. Yeah, that's right. And
That's
so
where my
that describes you.
that's where my great grandfather came from.
Oh, wow. Well, that is
In
fantastic.
fact, he was the Philippines was under Spain then,
Oh,
and
I
those
see.
rebels that they catch,
Mhm.
they deposit them to all their colonies. And my great grandfather, I think, the fourth degree already,
Mhm.
grandfather of my grandfather,
Oh,
was caught, and he got exiled or deposited in the Philippines
wow.
because Philippines was under Spain back then,
Yeah.
and that's where I was born and I grew up.
Wow.
You know, I
Yeah.
left. I immigrated here when I was 18 or so.
18. Okay. Wow.
Right after college, I said
Yeah.
I'm going to.
Mhm.
Anyway,
Anyway, well,
nice talk.
likewise, Renee, we'll be in touch. Okay, save my number, and I'll be communicating with you. Hopefully, we can do something together.
Okay,
You got it, Renee. You have a good
bye.
day. Okay, bye bye.
Take care. Bye bye.
Take care. Bye bye. That was very interesting. Here's a guy that did really well in software, sold it, kept doing it, kept consulting, and the whole time kept buying real estate. It's a testament, is the best way to retire. Now he's retired and lives off of real estate and some software stuff that he's been doing. So this was very educational for me, and hopefully it was also for you guys. So if you like that, this is kind of like what I do. I like to interview people, everyday people that I call, and I get to hear their stories, and I get ideas from them as to how to continue to generate retirement income. So hope you enjoyed it. Give me a like, thumbs up, subscribe. See you next time. Ciao.